The raster calculator is used to perform mathematical calculations on raster layers. So anything that is stored in an array of rows and columns. On the screen, you see an elevation layer, which is stored in meters at the moment. And let's say I would like to actually use that layer in feet. To do that, I would simply create a calculation that will allow me to do that. Now, the raster calculator, the basic version of it, is available in the processing toolbox. So you simply search for raster calculator. You'll see they have quite a few options. The Boolean and an OR are just specific types of calculations, very simple, where you create a Boolean and between two layers or a Boolean or between two layers, but we'll be looking at the raster calculator. Now, when you open it up, this is quite a basic raster calculator. The first thing you'll have to do is you'll have to find your input layer. I'm only interested in my elevation layer at this point. Then I'm going to build my expression. Now, 1 meter is roughly 3.28084 feet. So the calculation would be the input pixel, which stores my values for meters for the elevation layer, and multiply that by 3.28084. I would click on the expression button, double click on the layer I want to use, and then I multiply that by 3.28084, and this will give me my feet calculation. The extent is to which extent, spatial extent or footprint you're going to set this calculation. It's always best to use the input layer, that's elevation. The output cell size will be set automatically if you don't specify it. But for this case, it's actually a 27 meter pixel, 20 centimeters across on height and width, which if you don't know how to get that, you simply right-click the input layer that you're interested in, go to properties. If you go to information, you've got the information for the raster. As you see, if you scroll down, this particular one has a pixel size of 27 and 27, meaning that it's 27 meters across because the coordinate reference system, you can see here, the units are in meters because it's UTM zone 35 south. So this is obviously in South Africa. The output coordinate reference system is also optional, but it's always best to set it to the input layer. You don't really want to do a transformation in a calculation. So you just set it to the original input layer. And then here you can actually write to a permanent file, but also just temporary file if you're just interested in something for now and you're not going to use it for later on. And then you simply run the calculation. Once the calculation has run, you can close the tool and you'll see in your table of content how this now has changed. So your original elevation layer was from 918 meters to 1,909, but now converted to feet, we've got 3,000 and roughly 12 feet to 6,263. And they should look exactly the same as they are. You can see on the screen here, when I switch the one off, the feet elevation layer has been switched off. You can't see it, you're only seeing the meters. They look exactly the same because they are the same, it's just the unit that was converted. So the raster calculator that you access in the processing toolbox on this side is just as normal calculators where you can calculate anything like you would do in your handheld calculator, mathematical calculator, to transform values within a raster. You can also combine layers. So let's say now I would be interested in the difference between two layers. Just to illustrate, for example, I would take two different tiles from Landsat. One is from 2021 in August, one is from 2021 in February. And perhaps I would like to subtract the one from the other. So I would say 2021 August, less the reflectance values of 2021 in February. Again, make sure you set your extent and your output coordinate reference system. You don't want these to be automatically assigned. You'd like to stay in control of what's going to happen. In this particular instance, the cell size is 30. So what is happening here? I'm simply subtracting the reflectance values of the February image from those of the August image, which will give me just a difference in reflectances. So you can use the raster calculator for manipulating one specific layer. You can use it to manipulate multiple layers. You can build a calculation on it. And this is quite a straightforward, simple type of calculation to be done. There is a more advanced calculator that you can use as well. This one you access from the raster menu itself. So you just click on raster and then a more advanced one. This one allows you to extract the actual individual bands that are stored within each of the raster layers that are currently in your project. So here you can select directly from the top left here. This is the content of another video.